welcome back to another video, folks, and today we're back at it again with another video and another chapter of Eleceed. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Alright, the chapter starts off with a moment between Kaden and Justella, as I have over here, and I'm glad it didn't turn out to be half the chapter, or a little bit more than half the chapter, because I remember there was a chapter or something, like maybe 2 chapters ago, of them having a moment, and that pretty much took up most of the whole chapter, or that was a memorable moment. And I was like, please, no, not again. We just had that, and I'm glad it didn't. It was just Kaden raising her up, even not even trying. He just thanked her, and then just a blush, which I didn't know I would say this, but damn. Even as a cat, he's fine as damn. I didn't know you can make a cat handsome, but I guess you can. Next, we have the moments between Jiwoo and his instructors, which is Pluton, Kaden, and Carton, as he tries to basically train for his upcoming fight with Jiren, which I feel like by the end of the chapter, it felt like the training was pretty much only like a week. I don't know the time frame, but that's how it felt like, and I don't think a week of training would be quite enough for him to improve that much, because if it is, then brother, they must have been doing some secret ass training, because how you improve enough to defeat Jiren if that actually happens, you know? Because his last fight with a top 10 disciple didn't quite end well. Actually, most of his fights with top 10 disciples ends him getting him absolutely smashed, or like close to smash, aka death is what I'm saying. And we're not counting Duke, because that mother effer has gotten beat so many times. I don't even consider him as a top 10 disciple. I mean, he isn't even. He's just a little extra. The actual top 10 disciple, or the official of frames, was completely someone else. Duke was just some little scrum that the guy found interesting and started training, because the mother effer got beat what? Once at the school, second during when he tried to ambush Jiwoo and we found out he was a traitor, third when Jiwoo came to the frame school and he got his ass beat even though he cheated and put some drug in Jiwoo, and then fourth during the rematch. This man's garbage, alright? So we're gonna completely forget the Duke is a top 10 disciple, because he doesn't deserve that title. As we can see, Jiwoo is training really hard and intensely. I mean, I hope so. He's fighting against Jurian, that guy, which everyone is making him out to be very strong, at least from the conversations between his instructors and the Patrick family themselves. They're like, oh, you're strong too, and whatnot. And the next topic in today's discussion is Kaden. Is he a goddamn Uchiha? Like, what the fuck? How is he able to copy all these different techniques? Like, look at this man. He copied the Patrick family's technique. I don't know where he learned this, but he did the same thing with, what do you call, Eodor's ultimate technique, and he did this with this. Does this man have the Sharingan? Like, how was he able to do this? Does nobody else find this, like, appalling? I mean, Pluton and Carton don't seem surprised. Maybe he did this before and they're just not shocked anymore. Or maybe this is a regular thing. If you're talented, you could copy or whatever. I mean, Kaden did say it's not a full 100%. It's more like a mimic, which, I mean, it's still impressive nonetheless. I'd also like to say that despite me hating Jurian, and I'm pretty sure everybody else can agree with me too with the hate, the Patrick family technique is pretty sick. I mean, being able to control shadows, that's pretty overpowered. And when I first heard that, I thought you'd be able to control other shadows, you know, like water bending, but the ultimate technique of that is blood bending. So I was like, oh damn, could he control someone's shadow? And then boom, all you have to do is a couple of spikes from behind of their shadow and they're dead. But no, Carton did explain it fully that you can't really control someone else's because it's a lot more difficult and whatever, blah blah blah. I don't remember fully of it, but I remember him saying you can't do that, which shown here. We have a Carton moment, because, you know, you have these moments. You have a Kaden moment, and then Pluton moment, but no Carton. We rarely have a Carton moment. But thankfully, we had him over here, the Mr. Genius with the encyclopedia. Which, let's not forget, before he turned into this whole cat thing, he was very interested in research and finding out new topics and whatnot. That's the whole reason he wanted to be a cat, because that was completely mind-boggling for him. To be able to turn into an actual biological one-to-one cat was mind-breaking. I mean, even I didn't know that Kaden actually turned into a real cat. I thought it was just the shape of a cat. But yeah, moving on, we have this, the training session, which we got pretty much the whole chapter of this is a montage of Jiwoo training, and then what do you call, explanation of the Patrick family's technique. And over here, Kaden basically explains that you need to learn to dodge and not get hit while also blocking, which this is pretty sick. This is a sick panel. Look at this. This man looks sick, brother. He looks fierce. Just compare the first Jiwoo from the first chapter, or even the first couple chapters, to him now. The changes are dramatic. I mean, even the attitude, you can see this man is not playing around. He ain't no pushover no more. He turned into an absolute giga chat, alright? He has that experience. This is what you'd call a man And then the Jiwoo in the first chapter is more like a kid, you know? I mean, I hope that's what happens, like the changes. There is some character development with the attitude, which I'm glad. Then we have these two of his friends coming up and being like, please defeat him, F that mother effer up. And then Subin being like, wait, whoa. If he's too much, please don't get yourself killed, because we know what happened when he faced against the other dude. I forget his name. That was part of Frame that got absolutely fried by Kaden. His disciple, he came up and literally almost killed Jiwoo, even though he got his literally almost basically 50% of his torso was torn apart. I don't know how these people be surviving this, because even Iador's disciple, like her torso, what part was like 50% blown off too. Maybe the damage the artist exaggerated, but how are you surviving this? This like a whole part gone. How are you alive? It makes no sense, but okay. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Which I am so happy the training didn't last for like 3 chapters, because I was like, please, I know we're gonna have a training montage, just don't make it last like 3 or so chapters. And I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be at least like 2 chapters, you know, at the least. Or no, 1 chapter over and done. And then next chapter we're gonna have the fight, which I feel like is gonna last 3 chapters. Let me count on that, okay? Let's see if it's gonna actually be 3 chapters. We're gonna see each other 3 chapters from now on. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to talk about the latest chapter, which, I mean, there's not much to say about it except that training montage and the art being cool, Carton moments, Kaden moments, and even his friends pulling up. We rarely see his friends. It's mostly just Jiwoo and his instructors. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And what's with the design of this character, man? Why do you have a dog collar on? Is it just me that finds this a bit weird? It's cool, sure, but like, just think of it practically. Like, if you just be like, this wouldn't like poke you? And how can you lie down? Is there spikes on the back too? I just can't imagine having this thing on. You just lie down, this thing be poking on you? Hell nah. But yeah, that's all from me today. See you guys next time. Oh, wait. Just before I end the video, if you guys have any suggestions of any sort of content that I should make, please leave it down in the comment section down below. But that's all from me. Enough of me yapping. See you guys next time. Peace.